All right, YouTube, welcome back to another episode of the Bearded Carver's carving creations here, I guess. So, what we have in front of us here is a full table of my work that I have available. That will be available this Christmas or this holiday season. I'll be making some more things as we move along. So I just wanted to share with you a bunch of the work so you guys can see the stuff up close in a video. You see many of these things on Instagram, and sometimes it might be hard to get an appreciation for how some of these look, or the overall feel of them through a picture. And it is pretty hard to photograph some of these things, at least I think. So yeah, so I guess we'll just start off on the side here. Here, I'll be getting in front of the camera here, sorry. So right here are just a bunch of very beautiful but simple, these are really serving boards. They're not really cutting boards, although you can cut on them. Some of them are a little wobbly. So the great idea with these is you just take your fro, slab it down, and you sand it. And if you have a bandsaw, you can kind of cut some irregular shapes. And now you have a serving board, or sometimes it's called, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's a French word. It's like charcuterie board or something. I don't know. It's just a presentation board. It's not for everyone. Some people, entertain a lot of people, so this would really apply to them. That's the market. So just to kind of show you, just disregard the prices. Those are just for my festivals and stuff. So I just have some really cool grains on these. This is just a simple maple, it's about an inch thick. Another, board here, nothing crazy, it's maple. Now this little thing is really good for maybe sushi, right, Elena?
Mm-hmm.
My beautiful wife's birthday today. She's laughing. So don't worry, no one's watching the video. Psych, just joking, everybody. I'm being stupid here. So this would be good for if you had sushi or something. If I were to make a bunch of these, maybe somebody who caters or something, it would apply to them. So they're just little ideas here for everybody. Feel free to use them. I got the ideas, online. This is elm, a beautiful little serving thing. We have this guy. This is some ambrosia maple. I did the walnut inlays here. So very unique pieces. Whoops. Try not to show you every single item, but so we have this piece here. This has got some really kind of cool curly grain in here. You probably can't see it, but yeah. So those are really great ideas, if you guys are into selling or looking into getting to selling your craft, it adds a different element to your table as opposed to just having spoons on the table, which, I don't know. Some people like them. It breaks up the shapes of the spoons too when you have boards and stuff. So what we have in this row here, just a variety of things. There are some eating spoons and a bunch of coffee scoops. There's actually two of these coffee scoops that are still kind of in progress. I'll show you those. These are really nice. Whoops. This is a black walnut scoop. It's pretty deep. It's got some nice detail here in the neck. It's really cool. This is a similar, kind of sumac scoop. It's got some glue in there. I'll have to sand that out probably. There's a little crack formed. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. So these are all the little scoops that I've been making, coffee scoopers, just to show you guys. These are black walnut. These are all burnished, no sanding on these guys at all. They're kind of working on that for some time. Yeah, these are really turning out nice. They're really beautiful. A little deeper one. Been trying to work on the burnishing. That one's pretty thick. And doing less sandpaper. Just a couple more there. We have the eating spoons here, different types. I have some black walnut eating spoons. These don't really sell at festivals. I don't think people really get them. And that's okay. I'm not an expert at making eating spoons anyway. But what I've learned, this one I'm gonna keep. I really like this one. I like the shape of it. I think this one turned out really nice. Still learning. But the thing about the eating spoons is, the people that come over and are interested, some people that do buy them here and there, so it's very rare. I actually might use these as a little condiment type of spoon. They don't use it as an eating spoon. There isn't enough of a movement here in Philadelphia, so there really isn't there is not a movement for people to want to pay $25 or whatever for an eating spoon and use it in their daily life. You can try to preach it to people, but it just doesn't work. But that's another little eating spoon. The shape looks good, but it's still something I'm working on. It's still needs some improvement. I have work from other people that carve really well, and their eating spoons are really phenomenal. So it's always a work in progress. But anyway, these can also just be improvised as very small little scoops, I guess, or this is actually an early work. So you see the difference in shapes and finish and everything, and just this one was sanded and this one was burnished. So I have come a long way in some of my progress, which is good. Little birch guy. Keep going over this way. So this is an earlier one too. Show you all of them. I think you guys have seen this one before. Yeah, this one's been around for a while. But I'll still make the stuff even if it doesn't sell. If for anything, it's great practice and it's good for home use, and also just to give as gifts to family and friends. Like I said, a lot of people don't really get the eating spoons. But yeah, that's just kind of how that is. So the next section is right here. These are what I call like medium size cooking spoons, or if you look on my Etsy store, I call them sauce spoons, or a little light task stirring spoons. They almost are kind of like eating spoons. You could taste with them. I guess you could even eat with them, but they're long handles. It's probably about a good 7-inch handle, so they're pretty long. This happens to be black walnut, all burnished. It's turning out really well with the finish. I feel like I'm really improving. I think you've seen. Did I make a video on this one? I can't remember, but so here's just I'm trying to get to this shape here, this little egg shape. I kind of like that for the these medium guys, and it's great to play with the shapes. This is from a crook here. That one turned out really nice. It's kind of deep here. Cut that in a little bit. So these are kind of fun to do. And you can kind of play around with the different shapes. This one's kind of wonky. This one's kind of wonky, but it'll serve somebody a good purpose, I guess. Play with the circle shapes, and you could do kind of oblong little things. You just don't know what people are gonna use or like. You just have to make stuff. Try to break up the shapes, which is why you might see different shapes here and there. It's good to have different shapes of things. Let's see what else we got. Need to unplug this. Okay. Then up top here are the little bowls. You guys saw me do a video on this guy. Little bowls and kuxas, I guess. This one, same thing. This one's been around for a while. It's kind of a cool thing. You know, these are a little bit more expensive, so these kind of stick around for a while. I don't really make too many kuxas anymore because of that. They just don't sell, and it might be that I price them too high. I have no clue. But nonetheless, they are here. This is a Alexander Yerkes inspired kuxa from Sycamore. This one turned out really nice. This one's been around for a while as well. It's really cool though. I got this walnut guy. I got these two walnut. This is more of like a scoop. This one's been on Instagram too. These are really nice. At some point they may sell. If they don't, then I have some beautiful pieces for my collection. Oh, watch out, dog. I'll kind of pan over here a little bit more. And in that section we have all of the cooking spoons that are left. These are generally the better sellers out of everything, although sometimes the coffee scoops beat them out. It really depends. So we just have different shapes here. Kind of been playing with this egg-shaped bowl. And more recently, see if I can get an example. So we'll just take this sumac spoon here. I've been, at the suggestion of my lovely wife, kind of thinning out the rim a little bit more. You see how thick this is here. And I've been kind of going a lot thinner. I guess for the shape and everything. This is another walnut one. Whoops. So you see this one here is a lot thinner in the rim around the bowl than this. So this is just like a, I don't know what the hell this would even be for. It's so big, wide here. Serving, cooking, I don't know. It's another just very utilitarian piece here. Walnut, and I sanded the inside very smooth, and I raised the grain a bunch of times to kind of bring out the grain. The rest of the spoon's been burnished, no sanding other than the inside, but that's a really cool piece. A lot of walnut. Here's another one. That was from like a, I guess a crook or something a little bit, but just a very simple, shallow, you know, thing, just for kind of all around beating it up in the kitchen, I guess. So here's like a ladle, and you notice how thick that rim is. And again, I've gotten away from that and getting more comfortable, getting a lot thinner on the rim, and understanding that it's okay to have a thin rim. It's not a big deal. But this one's pretty cool looking. Black walnut. It's kind of cool. Some birch here. This one's really nuts. It's this big, giant bowl here. You know, I don't know. Somebody may have a use for it. I think it's kind of cool. What else do we have here? I saw this thing. This is another one here. This is a more recent work. Looks thin here, but you see how thick that is. That's easily about an inch. So, you know, it's kind of a cool shape, I guess. You know, sanded the inside and burnished the rest. The rest is all knife work. There's another nice one here. It's got some nice color. And this is a recent work too. And I've even gone even thinner on these rims now. So even this is even a little bit, not too thick, but thicker than what I've been doing recently. This was probably made maybe a month ago. I don't know. 2 months ago maybe. So these are very simple, I'll just call them utilitarian type of shapes, or the way they're pretty straight. They'll definitely get the job done for sure. Soon enough, I'll be, which I kind of didn't do for a while, is start to make some cooking spoons in the same vein as like an eating spoon, where it has more curve to it and different things, and to kind of see if people would resonate with that, I guess. Here's another one here. It's kind of a, this is my, again, it's really thick. Sanded this here to bring out the grain. Really, really pretty grain in there. You see it got a little bit of curl, I guess. Rest has been burnished, but a very simple shape. But whose blog was I reading? I think Peter Follansbee. He has a blog that he writes about his spoon carving and just different topics. And somebody commented about, in general, whatever, about spoon carving, and when you make something too nice, maybe people would be afraid to use it, and so on and so forth. And someone responded to that person's comment and said, well, those, in essence, a paint stirrer will serve the same purpose as anything here on the table as far as cooking, and it does. However, that paint stirrer is not going to, inspire you to, want to cook or cook a great meal or feel good about what you're doing. And I think that these do, and that really puts it perfectly. And the same is for every other spoon carver out there. Same thing. No matter what your skill level is, no matter what you think your skill level is, it's going to definitely inspire people to appreciate cooking and want to cook, as opposed to buying something from a department store using just a stick to stir their things. Or again, scratch the whole selling part of things. If you give this, let's say we pick this thing, give this to someone as a gift, scratch the whole selling. They're gonna be inspired to cook every day using this thing because it just has beauty, it has shape, it's unique, it's a special kind of wood, everything else. So, that's kind of the idea as well. There's a really cool one here. I made a video on making this thing. This is like a wok spoon. I would probably make this a little bit different now. See this here? It's a little high. I would probably come in more on an angle, down more, to kind of give it. But I think this would really be a good scooper. I sanded this inside, and the rest is burnished. Another one here. This is maple. This one's really pretty. It's got some great shape to it. Clean finish. Very beautiful. Very smooth. Very strong. Really happy with how this turned out. It's a great piece there. This thing this is like almost one of my original pieces that I've almost ever made. I think when I first started selling stuff. I don't know what the hell you would use this for. Really, I guess it's for a bowl. I call it a bowl scraper. The hook is this little hook here. It doesn't mean anything. It's just for shape. People ask me, what's that for? I actually think it's for pulling out the oven rack, but no, I just say it's a bowl. It's a bowl scraper. So I might even just kind of put this in retirement and keep this at the house, or give it to a family member that bakes. I don't know. Maybe my wife wants it. It's a beautiful piece of maple, but I think I sold a couple of these, which is why I made a couple. think I sold two, and it was exactly what someone was looking for. I was like, oh, cool. And I made one more, which sold, and I made that one, and that one's been around for a while. Now nobody wants it, and that's fine. Good thing I didn't make 100 of them. So we just have some very simple shapes here. Trying to play a little bit with some right-handed type of spoons. Everything's always a work in progress, you know. So the stuff is pretty straight going across. Again, if you have a shallow pan, you know, think of how you're going to use it. It's going to work well. It's just for, again, straight up utility, beating it up in the kitchen. This is also an earlier work here. I don't really know. Half-hearted attempt at trying to make some type of ladle or something. I don't really know. But people like this shape. Maybe it'll find a new home soon. You never know. This one's still in progress. You guys saw this the other day on the video. It's like a little serving spoon. I don't know if I like this neck here. I feel like something needs to be done. I'm not going to mess with this one anymore. I think it's pretty good how it is. It's a little server. Nice and strong. And again, the rim, see it's getting thinner around here. It's not thin, but it's, you know, gives it some more elegance, I guess. And I think you saw this big thing here. This thing is really big. Little ladle, big ladle, I mean. Still in progress. Basically, I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this here, but this one's really nice. I like this one. Very thick. This thing's a beast. So that'll be good for chili and stuff. There's another one here. It's just a, again, general purpose spoon. Very simple. This is birch. Good for the kitchen. There's another ladle here. This is more kind of straight, but it's also very deep, very beautiful. Black walnut. You know. So when I look at this, guys, I look at all these cooking spoons here, this section. There are a lot. Where are you going, dog? The dog's trying to go up the steps. I see all these cooking spoons. My wife tells me I have enough, but of course I don't. You know, I've sold a bunch of stuff this year. I'm very grateful for that, you know. I guess these are just the remainders and just actually some more recent works too. But hopefully I'll be making some more things. I have a bunch more coffee scoopers to make. And hopefully I will be making a bunch more cooking spoons soon. I'll just give you guys some close-ups here of everything. These are little serving boards. Pan over here to the coffee scoopers. And this is not how I would have the table set up. It would be a little different. Little eating spoons. These are the medium size spoons here, I guess. Bowls and the tuxes. I definitely need to make some more stuff. I forgot about this little, this thing here. It's a salad server. So these are all the works that I have available. Most of these are completed. Some are still in progress. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. And if for nothing, I'm kind of documenting what I have available. And hopefully there'll be, more stuff to come in the future. And stay tuned, guys. I appreciate all the support. Thanks so much.